All right, good evening. Welcome to our Tuesday night team synergy training. It is TNT, Tuesday night training. And we are just back here from our boot camp event. I finally took my boot camp shirt off. I took a shower because I've been wearing it for like 4 days straight. Man, it's almost like I didn't want to leave boot camp. I know many of you guys, by show of hands, how many of you guys were on our boot camp recap call that we did here today with Troy and Isaac and everybody? Great. So I'm not going to repeat a lot of that stuff. If you missed that Zoom, you can watch it in the Secret Agent Bulletin Board Facebook group. It is the live in there. We just did it here, whatever that was, like 3 hours ago. So, but yesterday I did 10 Zooms. We closed out hard. I mean hard yesterday. It was aggressive. I think we had 38 new bronzes in the team just yesterday. I know we had a new Royale, a new silver, a new gold, a new platinum just yesterday in the team. And I kind of stopped counting after what happened. It has been pretty amazing. So if you got your ignition package, I want you to drop, just put ignite, ignition, got it, I got it inside the chat box. I want to see who got this. Now, for those of you guys that didn't, if you knew about it and you didn't get it, you missed out. If you didn't know about it, don't worry, because this is something I have a feeling if this goes as well as we believe it is going to go, you're going to be seeing more and more of this coming at the next events. So I want to talk to you guys about building momentum because we've talked about the updates. Go watch the replays. On Thursday, there's going to be a great call at noon done by the Club Secret team explaining really in detail all the amazing new savings and benefits that you're going to get with the new Secret Benefits Hub program, as well as the daily deals. I mean, I was just looking in there, it's pretty crazy. I mean, just the daily, like the places you can save money, because a penny saved is a penny earned. We all know that, right? It's not how much money you make, it's how much money you keep that counts. Because I know some people that are just broke at a higher level, they make money, but we want to make sure that people are investing in themselves and taking care of that. But I want to kind of lay out the pathway of where my brain is at right now and kind of try to put it inside of you if I potentially can here, and where I see us going, because I've been talking to you guys about momentum. I've been talking about where we're going. I've been talking about what that looks like. And for some of you, you've never experienced it before. So it's a little bit difficult to kind of like blindly trust or blindly have faith in that. So I want to do my best here to kind of lay that out for you guys so you can see a little bit about where we're going and the direction that we're headed to, that I believe is going to put Secret into absolute insane momentum January of 2023. That's what I believe. Okay. So I believe that the question isn't like whether or not we're going to go to momentum. The question is how many people are you going to have that are going to go into momentum with you? Okay. So when a network marketing company goes into momentum, this is what I was told by one of my first mentors. His name is Craig Hepner. Okay. Great guy. He's made millions of dollars in network marketing. And he used to do this presentation because he came into a company that was doing about $50 million a year, $40 million a year. And they caught some momentum in the United States. And they went from about 40 million, 50 million to almost 400 million pretty quickly. They 10x'd. Okay. And he said, so when a network marketing company goes into momentum, it's about somewhere between 12 to 18 months of just absolute insanity. Now there's an aftermath of it. It doesn't just completely stop, but there's this like 18-month, year and a half of just like, what in the world is going on? Some of you guys have been a part of companies that you experienced that momentum. Some of you guys watched it happen where an event, all of a sudden there was 3,000 and all of a sudden there's 10,000 people. Like, how does that make any sense, right? And part of it, he said, like, what you can expect is when a company goes into momentum, you can expect your income to jump tenfold with very little effort on your part within the next 12 months. Okay. So I'm going to repeat that again. Okay. Now I'm not making any guarantees. I'm just telling you what my mentor told me 20 years ago when I looked at this profession. He said, when a company in network marketing goes into momentum in the next 12 to 24 months, okay, I'm doing 18 months. It's kind of the middle ground. You can expect your income to grow tenfold with very little effort on your part. Okay. And the way that he described that was this. And, it's like, have you ever gone to, Troy was talking about this weekend at boot camp about the merry-go-rounds, right? And I was like, listen, if this community is so amazing, how come people get on it? Because it's the centrifugal force, which is a big word for me, right? So the centrifugal force, like, so you get the merry-go-round at the park, right? And if it's swinging and you're on the edge, it's easy to get flung off that sucker, especially if you get somebody like a Jeff Bull flinging people around that thing, right? So, and then if you take a look at it, the easy place to be is in the center of the merry-go-round. But what I want to take about this analogy for the merry-go-round is, how many of you guys remember those big giant ones, like humongo ones, right? I don't know if you guys ever seen one of those, but here's the thing. If it's at a dead stop, okay, it's at a dead stop. And let's say it's been out in the weather and the conditions are bad and it has been raining and it is rusted. I'm talking the merry-go-round is like rusted, okay? And all of a sudden you go up to it and that thing hasn't moved in a long period of time. And you try to get that thing to move. Is it usually easy to get the thing to move? No, because it's stuck, right? It's got all this crud on it that's been building up over a period of time from lack of movement. Okay. And so the minute you try to get that thing going, it's sometimes going to take all of your effort, all of your energy, all of your might to get it to budge. Okay. But once you get the thing to budge and you go and get it go a little bit, right? All of a sudden it starts moving and it starts moving. And once you kind of get it, you're going to have to walk that thing around maybe a couple of times. And then eventually you probably don't have to walk with it. What you can actually do is kind of like, you know, push it, but you got to like grab it and like boom and fling it and grab it and like fling it and grab it and like fling it, right? So, but then eventually, once it gets enough momentum, it gets enough inertia, you actually don't have to really fling it anymore. You can just kind of like swipe it. How many of you guys know what I'm talking about? Like you got these merry-go-rounds and once they're going, what are you doing? You're just doing this. Wee, 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 wee. So in other words, what took all of your energy and effort to get the thing to move from a standstill now takes this. So when I say you can tenfold your income with little to no effort on your part, what I mean by little effort on your part is I don't mean you're not doing nothing. You didn't leave the merry-go-round, but this is what you're doing. You're doing this. Wee, wee. It's almost kind of like you're just refreshing your back office and you're like, oh, more, you know, and it's like one of those days. Now, how do we do that is from building from event to event to event to event to event, or, and I don't mean just a in-person event. I mean a moment in time, okay? And as we're building from these events to events. So here's what I personally believe. I believe January 2023, it's over. This thing is going, and it's almost going to be going so fast it might even be difficult to get on the merry-go-round at that point. Okay, so now getting to the center of the merry-go-round. So when I say your income can grow tenfold with little to no effort on your part, question is how big do you want your income to be to 10x by the time momentum comes? I'm going to say that again. So between now and January, let's just hypothetically say you get your income to $1,000 a month consistently in Seacret. $1,000 a month. That means in 12 to 24 months, that $1,000 a month, not doing anything different. You just show up to the event. You're doing the same thing. That $1,000 a month, 10x is how much is that $1,000 a month worth now? $10,000 a month, 10 stacks, 10 racks, okay, a month. That's not too bad, right? How many of you guys think that would be a pretty big win for a lot of people here? Yes. We're talking six figures because you don't even need 10,000 a month, right? 10,000 a month is not, that's $120,000 a year. To make 10,000, to make six figures a year, you only need $8,333.33 a month, in case you were wondering. Okay? So, but inside of that, $10,000 a month is cute. But what if between now and January, you decided to go a little bit harder? You decided to really, really put this thing on it. You decided to, squeeze some time out of some other things, to take some time from some other pairs. Maybe you got a little unbalanced even over the next 5 months, 6 months, right? So in the next 6 months, and you got yourself to the point where you weren't making $1,000 a month, you were making $3,000 a month, and momentum hits. $3,000 a month in the momentum. You're platinum, basically, right? So you're platinum, making $3,000 a month. You're 6 cycling. That's it. You're not nothing crazy. Right? So you're platinum, you're getting 6 cycles a week, and $3,000 a month, and momentum hits January 2023. This is my assumption. This is my guess, but I'm a pretty good guesser. Some of this stuff. 223. So $3,000 a month, 10 X's. That $3,000 a month is worth how much a month? $30,000 a month. Is there a very big difference between $10,000 a month and $30,000 a month? Yes, there is. See, $10,000 a month, you can pay your bills, you can get a nice house, you can drive the car you probably want to drive for the most part. Maybe not a Muzafer, McLaren, but you guys get what I mean. So, but you can live in a nice house, you can take care of your bills, but legitimately, realistically, you're not really producing wealth. You have freedom, but you're not producing wealth. Okay. But at $30,000 a month, now you're in a different, I'm telling you, you're a different category. And those of you guys that you know exactly what I'm talking about. So $30,000 a month, but what if you just literally, you lit this thing on fire between now and you did what I'm about to talk about, and you went out there and you hit these rockstar bonuses, you utilize these ignition packages, you went out there and you got into the regional events, the RTEs, and you went from the regional events into a view from the edge and really hit the thing hard into a view from the edge. And then from a view from the edge, you hit Black Friday as hard as you could. And then during the holidays, you took advantage of other things that I can't tell you that are coming during the holidays. But just, oh man, I get in trouble. So, but then in January, we get to our January event, a playbook in January, wherever that is, to launch out 2023 at playbook. And you walk in with a team and you're making $10,000 a month in January. And then we go into crazy momentum here in North America. That $10,000 a month is worth how much a month now? That's right, $100,000 a month within 12 to 24 months. You get to wear one of these bad boys, right? So here's the thing. The question isn't how hard do you want to work, it's how hard do you want to work before momentum hits. Because once momentum happens, there will, I don't know how many years it'll be before another 10X. My 10X in Seacret was in the first 2 years. After my first year, we were working like dogs. And then what happened in my business, 10X'd. And then it stabilized. Now, stabilizing at $300,000-$400,000 a year is not a bad place to stabilize. But then all of a sudden, COVID hits, we had another wave of momentum, and I go from $300,000 a year to $3 million a year. I 10X'd. Where are you going to 10X from is the question. So when this, because look, this thing's going to hit, right? If you were there this weekend, you're like, you could feel it, right? And you don't even have to say nothing. People are like, because it was there, right? You could feel the new people. You could feel the excitement. This was the event, was the first one. I said it on the call where we weren't talking about what we were going to do in the future. Really, the business had now caught up to the vision of where we were going as the lifestyle community. So let's lay that plan out a little bit. Let's take a look at where we're going. For those of you guys that want to make the ride with me. Now, in order to create momentum, you need to be the person that's helping produce it, okay? Because just because a company goes into momentum doesn't mean that you do. I watch people watch companies go into momentum. They were in the deal, but because they didn't participate in the strategy, they literally watch people around them get wealthy. So, all right. So I want to make sure as many of you guys that want to take the ride with us. Now, do you have to? No. What I'm going to talk about right now in 90 days, kind of a 90-day run. You guys might have heard this concept before. I want to really kind of articulate what is a 90-day run. What does it look like? How do I do it? And especially for those of you guys that have a full-time job. Okay. So because many of you, this is something you do part-time, and I want to show you what that looks like. Okay. Now, what I'm going to talk about here is incredibly aggressive. I do not expect all of you to follow this program. I don't. Okay. And it's not like well, if you don't, you're not serious. It's not that at all, guys. Right. So I want you to know that if you want to go make $100,000 a month, you want to make $1,000 a month, your goals are your goals. Don't let anybody tell you what your goal should be in life. That would be like a hater telling you shouldn't go after your goals. It's almost as bad as someone telling you should want to make a gazillion dollars if that's not your goal. If what you're here for is 50,000 a year of residual income, so you can go out there and build bottle schools in Guatemala, and that's what you're here for, then that's what you're here for. Don't let someone tell you that 50,000 a year in residual income, you should be going for 50,000 a month. That's not it. Just so don't let anybody push you around. So but what I'm going to talk to you about is what I needed to see, because when they said all out massive action, I was confused as to what that meant. And I want to tell you a little story about where that comes from. But let's lay out the plan, and I'm going to tell you what that looks like for you. So where are we going from here? So the first thing that we're doing, guys, is we're going from here into chasing the volume that we have inside of our business for the next 3 weeks. Okay. Now, for many of you guys, if you were at this event, you picked up one of our events, you picked up one of our packages, you picked up something. I want to show you guys real quickly what you should look at inside of your back office. Okay. So let me pull this up. Okay. So in your back office, there's a couple things you want to start looking at, which is right up here, top smack in the middle. When you log in on a computer, you're going to see my next paid rank. When you click on my next paid rank, it's going to pull up your rank meter. In your rank meter, if you click to the right, that little arrow, it will show you all the ranks all the way up to Crown Royale. It'll show you what percentage you have, and what you need. Okay. So for bronze, 2,000 left, 2,000 right. How much do you have? On the very bottom of your rank meter, you're going to see each week broken down individually on your left and your right with the dates. Okay. Now we just started a new week today. We just finished a week last night, which was the 18th. So this week should have probably little in it because you're just starting the week. The question isn't where you are on Tuesday. Our system doesn't care. All our system cares is Monday night at midnight, where are you? And then that's what the weekend's at. So I want you to think about it like this. Think about it as in, because a lot of people think of network marketing like months, like, okay, I do something in January and then I'm this rank for February. Do something in February and this week for March. That's not our system. Our system, think about it, is like you have a weekly run, and we add all 4 of those weeks up to see how much you did in 4 weeks. Okay. And then what happens is you don't lose a whole month, you just lose the week. So this is going to start shifting, but look at what you have and what you need. Look at what you have and what you need. Now, why this is significant is because every single one of you should be shooting for gold. Why? Because gold has a new rank up or level up $1,000 bonus for hitting gold. It's 2 payments, 500 right away, 500 when you requalify. But I believe every one of you, even from a dead start right now, if you are brand new today, you joined right before this call, you can become a gold between now and October 17th, which is the end of this deadline. Now, obviously you can go up to diamond, but I would make gold the target. All right. Now, some of you guys like gold seems far away. Aim for it anyway. If you mess up and you hit Royale, you still won. So go for it anyway. Put the gold pin, put little gold bars, right? So I don't get, everywhere you are, like wear a lot of gold. Put it as a screensaver on your phone. Okay. So it reminds me of Austin Powers. You guys remember when he was like the gold and he was like, it's gold. All right. Anyway, stupid me. Sorry. But this is one of the things you want to look at. Now, inside of your back office, you're going to see this billboard, which I'm curious to see who's going to take out the billboard spot, right? So, but on the left-hand side, you can look over here, you're going to see boot camp. Under boot camp, you're going to see all the different promotions, bonuses, different things, or shareables that are here underneath this boot camp. So you can find all that stuff there. Underneath your club secret, okay, you're going to see some of the details there. Underneath the shop, you're going to see the stuff there. So those are a couple of things for you guys to be kind of paying attention to, so to speak, as to what I would be looking at and then where we're going. Now, the next bit here, okay, of where we're going, okay, is we're running into the regionals, okay? So there are 6 regionals as of right now that we are hosting, and I'm going to throw it up here, an image on the flyer, on the wall as to who's speaking at these. We talked about it, but this is where we're headed right now. All roads lead to the regionals, okay? So over the next few weeks is to go how much of us can chase the volume we have and get ourselves, and how many people can get around the world to the regionals. So we've got New York, we've got Atlanta, we've got Las Vegas, we've got San Antonio, we've got Phoenix, we've got Wichita, right? And then obviously Journey, and then we've got the Excel, and then we got the View, right? So this particular kind of events that we're having here is they're designed to be, for the most part, an overnighter, Okay. And I want to take you kind of through the process of an agent, because I think this is important to understand. When somebody gets started, I can draw this out for you guys real quick. All right. Nope, not that. Don't need that. Okay. So when you have a new agent getting started, okay, so they're brand new in the business, what is their level of commitment? Usually not that much, right? So the first thing we want to do is we want to do a game plan with them, okay? What are their goals? What is their why? Help them create their list and start scheduling appointments to show people Seacret, right? Learning, teaching how to flip cards, go through the deck, right? Then a lot of times what's going to happen is they're going to end up on like a Zoom. Okay, so maybe a Zoom like this, a Tuesday night team synergy training. Maybe they watched a video, but as good as these are, they're not as high impact as getting to the next step, which would be like a local event or a social, something where they get a chance to see people. Like I'm doing one right here at my house tonight, in 35 minutes. I got people coming over to my house. We're going to present Seacret, let people try the products, get around the people, get around the culture, get around the experience. Okay, so then from a local event, the goal is to get them to like a regional. Okay. Now, a regional event is something where, generally speaking, they're going to have to drive and potentially an overnight, not more than one, just one. But really, hopefully you don't need a flight for. Now, we don't have enough regionals to say that for every area of North America, of course, or the US. However, a lot of these places where the bulk of the business is coming from, most people are within 5 to 6 hours of driving to their regional. Okay. So, but an overnight, and there's something about an overnight that really changes the commitment level of the business. And then for the regional events is to get them to the convention. Okay, all right. So now my entire goal, just so you guys know, if there was one thing, someone said, what is the most important thing that you do when you get a new person started in the business? And you said, if there was only one thing that you could coach every single person to do when they join, this would be my answer: convention. The problem is most people won't make that decision, because that's like saying, well, what's the end result? Well, I want to get married. But you don't ask them to marry you on date number one. Y'all kind of get that, right? So, I mean, and if you are, it's probably why it's not working out. Not a relationship coach. However, I think we get a all kind of understand that. Well, if the end goal of dating is to get married, and not everybody's end goal is that, I get that, but let's say that was the path, right? I want to get married. I want to be committed. I want to have this forever. I want it to be successful, right? So inside of Seacret, if there was only one thing to do, but for a brand new person, a lot of times this is the far commitment in order for them to be in. And what I mean is in, make a vow, make a commitment, put their name on it, put their stamp on it, make it legal. Have crazy financial consequences towards it, right? You guys know exactly what I'm talking about, right? Now, in this, but these steps are these hopper steps to get somebody. So a lot of times, this has been one of the missing pieces here in North America, which is the feeder system, because the more people you get here, I promise you, you're going to get more people to the next convention. So instead of having to sell a $400 event and a 3 days and a flight and a ticket, you're selling a $50 event that somebody can locally get to or drive to. So this right here, all roads right now lead to August 13th. Okay, this is our Saturday training, our regional trainings. And then this is leading to October, okay, 16th through the 18th, I believe it is, okay, in Dallas, okay, for a view from the edge. So this right now, this runway here is, again, how far up can we get your income before momentum hits? I don't know when it's going to hit. It's going to hit, I think, January. It could happen sooner. But my feeling is January, okay? It might happen a little bit later. But you don't have more than a year. I can promise you that. You do not have more than a year before Seacret goes into bananas momentum. Okay. So the question is, how big of an income can we get you before that thing happens? So I want to talk to you guys about this 90 days, because after this, October goes into what we call November, and the biggest day of the year in Seacret always, which is Black Friday. Black Friday last year, we did like 3 million in sales on the day. Some of you are brand new. You've never been in Seacret for a Black Friday. You guys, like, oh man, I don't even know how to explain it to you right now. It's going to take too much time. However, what I want you to understand from Black Friday is a day where everybody in the world shops. So what we're doing is we're converting the shopping dollar into Seacret cash. with basically big discounts, gifts, products, because everybody buys stuff for somebody, and Seacret products are the best gift products in the world. Okay. Now, during November and December, Christmas gifts are much more skincare than they are nutrition, right? So, because if you buy your wife probiotics for Christmas, probably not a good idea. So now know your audience. Maybe your wife loves probiotics. Okay. So, but usually nutrition is not a gift, it's a chore for a lot of people. So what you're looking for is gifts, and our products are insanely amazing gift products. So for those of you who experienced our first Black Friday, I experienced my first one when we did it in 2011. I made like $300. My next Black Friday, I made like $7 grand on Black Friday. The next Black Friday, I made 17 grand on the day. The next Black Friday, I maxed out the comp plan in one day so fast, I couldn't even, it literally was every time I refreshed my back office, it was another cycle. Okay. So it was the first time I ever experienced maxing out the $25,000 a week in team commissions, which is 555 cycles in a week. Okay. And then from then, it just went stupid. I mean, like, I think last Black Friday, I don't even know, 70 grand. I don't even know. It was stupid. So for the day, all right. Now, I'm going to teach you guys how to capitalize on that. And then we're going into November or into December, which is still holiday selling season. And then we're going to be launching into the new year with the new Nutrition Club Fit program. Okay. So, and you guys are going to be seeing all these things. So what's amazing about Seacret is we have no down season. When travel is down, skincare sales are up because it's holidays. When skincare sales are down, nutrition is up because it's new year, new you, new body, right? And we got to work out all that crap we just ate, and all the cake and the cookies and the eggnog and the turkey and all the stuff we ate from November to December. We need a program to get all that stuff off, right? And then during summer, for me, sales used to go down because everyone's traveling, but we have a business where we give people deals. Like, I want you guys to get, we have no down season in Seacret. We are literally seasoned proof. I just made that up. I like it. Right. So as we go through this next 90 days, I want to talk about that here for a quick second. But if you're not registered for this and this, you're not in the system. You're not even on the merry-go-round, right? So you're staring at the merry-go-round going like, man, it seems like these guys are having a whole lot of fun over here. And we are. But what we want to do is we want to get you guys in on this. We want to get you guys in on this to come play with us in the middle of the merry-go-round, because this thing is fun as we're just whipping around this thing. All right. Now we're watching people get flung off of it. And we're like, that sucks. You know, before I used to get really mad, or sad when somebody quit. Now I'm like, oh, I'll see you again soon, because they all come back. At least the good ones, the bad ones, I don't want them back. They can go do whatever they want. Right. But as we're continuing to build this, I want to talk to you guys about that game plan. However, there is some of the leadership that's here on the line here, and I want them to get a chance to chat here real quick. And the first one, I'm just going down from A to Z. I see my boy Austin Zuloff here, who was number 3 in one of the months, number 1 in on the Billboard for one of the months. Got a chance to be on stage. Also is new platinum, and he's racing up the ranks here very quickly. My brother, are you in a place that you can just kind of pop in and quickly say hi? How was the event for you? This being your second event, but an event you brought your team to. What was their experience, and how excited are you over these next 90 days into the View?
Yeah, I'm right here. I'm on my laptop and my phone talking to someone in the Philippines right now. So let me pause everything because this is important stuff. Yeah, thanks, Jesse. So for me, I made my decision to get involved in Seacret at a big event, so this event, I went there by myself. This event, we had about a dozen people from our organization. And I see some of them on here. I see you, Alyssa, and Derek, and Jen. I see you guys. So we made the decision. We got, 3 people going for Diamond right now that otherwise wouldn't have been. We've got a few people going for Gold. So I'm telling you right now, you can be in the company, but you cannot get the company in you the way that you can at these events. And I was showing my whole family, like my mom, my kids, everybody, the promo for the next event. I'm like, I want you guys there. You know what I'm saying? My kids, so yeah, I'm gonna be there, Jesse. You can You can count. By the way, my son's birthday is October 12th. For his birthday, we're going to the event. You know what I'm saying? So we'll be there.
What an incredible gift it could be. I know we got some other leaders on here. I saw Mr. Don Morton, another one of our diamond agents out there. My brother, I don't know if you're in a place that you can hop on Zoom. I'm calling you out here just to say hi and your experience from the weekend and where we're going with this. I also see Chance on here. So what's up, brother? I don't know if you're a place you can chat, but I'd love for you to come. How was the weekend for you and what are we doing with this? Can you hear me, Chance? I see you. Oh, you're walking out of the restaurant.
Yeah, I'm here. I didn't know if Don was going to jump on. Can you hear me?
I feel like you can speak on Don's behalf.
Yeah, for sure. Well, everything I know, I learned from that man. So I was in network marketing for 2 years, had no clue what I was doing. My upline left, and a year and a half, 2 years after being in it, Don reaches out to me, says, "Hey, I see you're building on our team," and thankfully pours into us. For 2 years, I was just verbally vomiting on everybody, but I was excited. So, it got other people excited. So we had people join, but it didn't duplicate because I wasn't really following a system. When I started doing what you guys teach and what Don taught, it started to duplicate. And it was still the same excitement, still the same belief, genuineness, and all that, but it started to duplicate. And I'm just super thankful for that. I mean, he's become one of my best friends and, long-term leader in this industry and somebody a lot of people count on. For me, just to be candid, man, Mark and y'all were speaking to me. I have not been, I've not been out there doing what I want to do for me, for my family, for Seacret, for everybody in here. I love this company. I love the team. I love the people, all of them. And I love my team that we get to be a part of, our team, but I love Seacret. I mean, we're Team Seacret, and I can't tell you how thankful I am. I get to be a part of this. It is a community, it is a movement, and we are going to move things. And I'm going to commit to you right now that I am going to hit diamond, but more importantly, I'm going to help people on my team hit the ranks they want to hit. And then we're going to go, way past diamond. Thank you. We're going to go way past that. That's just, and I want to see people on the team hit diamond. And, I love what you said about the 10X, and how you said, it matters where we are now. It matters where we are in January, that's what's important. And that's my focus, man, is just critical tasks. My critical tasks each day have to align with the bigger goals and dreams that I say that, I want to get and help other people get.
Oh, absolutely. My friend. Thank you. So here's the thing. I'm going to bring this up again, guys. An hour today invested into your business will be worth 1,000 hours in a couple of years from now. I'm letting you know, and you won't be able to work hard enough when this thing goes into momentum to reproduce how much the hours are worth to you today. Not possible. So, but I know we got some other leaders on here I want to go to as I'm seeing your names up. If you have the ability to hop on either video or voice, that'd be great. One of the people I'd love to go to is Helena Erskine, and so who's been one of the pillars here, one of the top customer gatherers, sellers inside of the entire company. Also built an incredible team to the platinum position here. And Helena, I got a chance to see one of your videos here, kind of sharing the excitement about it. I don't know if you're in a place that you can say hello to everybody, but I'd love to hear from you.
Hey, Jesse. Yeah, thank you so much. I'm not able to do the video, but can you hear me okay?
I gotcha. Talk to us.
Awesome. Hey, guys. So I am still shaking from the inside of my core to the tippity top of my head and to the bottom of my feet. I am so super excited. This boot camp was absolutely amazing. I'm excited for the 40% on 4,000 GPQV. I mean, come on. There's just so many promotions and so many things that we can take advantage of right now, build our teams, build our customer bases, get our agents paid, and continue to build through until August 13th and beyond. So thank you for asking me. I absolutely am vibrating with excitement.
Absolutely. And Helena, let me ask you, how long have you been with Seacret?
9 years.
9 years. And what do you do for a profession?
I am an intensive care nurse. That's what I do I'm a nurse by day, a secret agent by night.
So intensive care. So everything in your life is kind of intensive. But how many customers would you say over the course of your career have you introduced?
I personally have about 1,500 customers in my customer base right now
Got
over
it.
the
And
years.
so-
Yeah.
And over the years, right? So now, not all of them have ordered consistently, but one of those things I think is interesting is this: is do you think there's at least 10 or 20 of them that would like to get this customer pack and a vacation? You think that might happen?
I'm pretty sure that they are going to be so excited to find out that they can take part in all the perks and the benefits of being a secret agent. And for some who don't want to necessarily build the business, but they want to have all the things that we have the access to. The club secret benefits are outstanding, unreal. And it's such a pleasure and an honor that they can now take part in this, and they're absolutely going to jump on it.
Yeah, I agree. And one of those things like, Lana, this is the first time, just so you know, when I started seeing these bonuses and promotions, that I was like, I think you could make 6 figures a year with just customers, no team members. And see, I think we might be the first network marketing company that you can make $100,000 a year off just customers. Not like, well, you have to have some team and some customers. Because I know people that have made 30 a year, 40 a year off of customers, but not 100. I think you could do it. So,
I think it's absolutely possible. And one thing that this lifestyle pack is doing, it's leveled the playing field for people with larger customer bases to be able to take part in all the promotions and get on the leaderboards and do the billboard and just really shine in their own strengths of their customers.
absolutely. And thank you so much. And I don't know if you're going to place Jade, because I see you commenting. And by the way, amazing job, Jade from Canada, Diamond Agent, who spoke at the women's panel or the women's event on Friday night. Are you going to place so you can hop on here, Jade? I would love to hear a little bit from my girl.
I'm not available for video as well, but I am here.
So let me ask you a question. Is this like I wasn't prepared to be on video because I didn't get my makeup done, or is that like a real thing? I'm just curious.
It's a little bit of a couple things. I've got a couple irons in the fire right now, so I'll just spare you all. I'll spare you all the pain.
Because I didn't get my makeup done either today, but I'm doing this.
No, it's less about that.
Talk to me, girl. How was the event?
Oh, Jesse, honestly, I'm like Helena right now, where I'm vibrating. I just feel like it all became clear to us, and I'm somebody that I'm like Helena, where I've been with the company for 9 years, and like so many people in the world, COVID kind of took a kick at our business and took a kick at our motivation and our connection. And it was just a reminder how important our community is and how important our events are, like that staying close to the fire, being able to feel it and see it and know it. But it's also like an opportunity to sit and see the whole puzzle assembled, right? We're sitting in our own little silos in our own little communities with our own little strengths, and we're trying to figure out, what does this look like as a big giant puzzle? And it was just like all of the puzzle pieces fell into place, and I am so incredibly excited about our future.
Yeah, I am too. And thank you for your creating the foundation, that Seacret was built off of. So next, I want to go out to, if I can, and I have an opportunity to, yes, and can't wait for regionals here in Canada. Guys, I promise you, we're putting them in Canada. So obviously Canada, one of our biggest bases. Your country has been a little bit weird. I don't know if you guys know this about traveling and escaping and, well, yeah, I'm not going to go there. But I can promise you this. One of the things I used to do a tour all the way through Canada, go from the West Coast to the East Coast, where I would go from Vancouver, then I would go over into Calgary, then we go into Edmonton and then Saskatoon. And then we would go down into Winnipeg or Winterpeg, depending on the season. Right. So, and then we would go over onto the East side. We would go into obviously Toronto, or the, what they call the GTA, the Greater Toronto area in Mississauga, and go down there into a place called, I call it Narnia, but it's like Sarnia or something. I still call it Narnia. And then heading over to into Quebec, into the French Canadian marketplace. So all of those things, which is coming back, and it is time. And we're going to do a road show, an event through Canada, and get that marketplace back on, because it's a huge market. But next, I don't know if Oscar, Carrie, Joe, I don't know, Ruby agents that are really the top producers, top income earners, along with Mike Zanardelli from Dr. Cohn's company, 7.2. I know you said you were driving. Do you have an opportunity? Can you pop on and say hi, even if it's through voice here, girl?
I can. Thank you so much, Jesse. Can you hear me?
I can. Thank you.
Okay, excellent. Well, I got to tell you, I mean, everybody's stories tonight, I just want to say, yeah, me too, because, like the business is caught up to Isaac's vision, and that is huge because he's got such vision, and we're so blessed to have this humble, powerful visionary as our CEO. So that, message he gave us Sunday morning was just still resonating with me. In fact, I asked him if we could get that on a clip and have it for us to save for not to recruit, but to after somebody gets in the business and they need a little bit of inspiration, they're new, but that'll give them inspiration to want to go see him live or to go to a Shabbat dinner and that kind of thing. So I asked him and Monica if we could do it, and we'll see. Maybe you can help me with that, Jesse.
So, well,
That was
side note, you get the MP3 boot camp with Isaac
That's right.
when you register for the View.
Oh yeah,
So-
we're registered. I'm stoked to get that MPV. I want it now. I wanted it yesterday. Do you have any idea how long before it's going to be before we get that? Because that's going to be huge.
That I don't know, but we'll put some pressure on Mark. Yeah.
Great. Well, I look forward to it. And of course, we're already registered for the View. Would not ever miss it. And the time is now. And I love how we're just making it happen. It's not about where we came from. It's what we came to do. And thank you so much for letting me share.
Absolutely. So, and I think this is important, guys, because I mean, today here, what we're talking to new leaders, we're talking to old leaders, we're talking to leaders from different companies. And a lot of us have been carrying that story, myself included. I have carried that story as, well, I'm Seacret. I'm the skincare guy. And even though, and then we've got people that came in here, well, I'm the nutrition person, or we came here, people saying I'm the travel person. And we're none of that stuff anymore, guys. In fact, we're limiting the opportunity by saying those things because we're not that. We are a lifestyle community centered around giving people access to the good life through our amazing lifestyle subscription called Club Seacret. That's who we are. That's what we're doing. So now you're going to find your different thing, but it's like, I'm not selling the style of dance anymore. I'm selling the dance studio, if that makes sense. There's some people who love doing hip hop. There's some people who love doing jazz. Some people love doing ballet. There's some people that are talented at all of them, but that is very rare. Have you ever seen a hip hop person try to do ballet? They look dumb. Trust me. I tried one time because they were like, you need to be more flexible. And I'm like, nope, that's just, nope, ain't gonna be my thing. And then sometimes you see ballet people like, you guys get what I mean by that, but it doesn't mean that they can't be underneath the same studio. Right. So with Club Seacret, we're building a lifestyle community. And there is one more person on here. I just saw her pop onto the chat box. I don't know if she's in a place that she can talk. But this woman, I can't even begin to tell you how appreciative I am of her. She absolutely rocked the stage over the course of the weekend as one of the featured trainers. One of our first six-figure earners in Canada, one of our first diamonds, blue diamonds, red diamonds. She was a part of our cabinet that helped put this together. And a lot of the things that you guys saw this weekend, as far as the points on the billboard, top producers are coming through that organization is because of her influence, because of her commitment to the marketplace. So I don't know if she is available, but Tracy Zimmer, love for you to come on and share just kind of your thoughts from the weekend and where we're going. By the way, I didn't prep any of these people. I'm just seeing their names and calling them out. So if you do have an availability to pop on, she may or may not. She might even be on a plane or somewhere. So if you do, that would be amazing. But let me kind of wrap this up. I know I talked to you guys about what does a 90-day game plan look like? What does that look like? So I want to draw it out for you real quick because I promised before I hear my dog barking downstairs. So I must have guests showing up to my house. Yeah, I know. Tracy hates being put on the spot, by the way. So she wants, school teachers, she wants to prepare for 6 weeks for a testimony. But let's talk a little bit about this. Okay. Now, again, I'm going to give you an incredibly aggressive plan. I do not expect all of you to do this. In fact, I don't expect most of you to do this. But for the person out there going how do I leverage myself out of my job? I hate my job. I don't want my job no more. What's the fastest way humanly possible to get myself out of my job? The secret weapon is a 90-day run. And they call that all out massive action, right? But until I had this broken down to me at a convention, I was like, oh, I am not doing all out massive action. Because when I started in my career, I was taking 16 units in college. I was teaching 12, 13 dance classes a week. I was running 2 dance companies. I was auditioning and performing over the weekend. So I only had a few hours a week. Now, after my second year, I was able to make enough money in my network marketing business to stop doing a lot of those things. So I started to get to the point where I had more of a reasonable schedule. All right. But let's just say, for an example, you have a 9 to 5. Okay. So you're working 8 hours, okay, a day on your job. Monday through Friday. I'm just going to kind of go off of some basic numbers. Of course, you're going to have to kind of match this towards you. So if you're working from 9 to 5, so you got in the morning, you got 9, right? So, and then you've got 5 o'clock where you're off, right? So 9 o'clock. Now let's say from 9 o'clock and your first break usually, okay, so I'm gonna write this in here. I'm gonna say that your lunch is, let's say you only get a 30-minute lunch. Some people have a longer lunch, but let's say you get a 30-minute lunch, okay? And that lunch break is at 1 o'clock. Okay. So, and I'm going to I got some unmuters. Okay. So, and so you're starting work at 9 o'clock, you got a lunch break here and you're done here. So this is start of work. Okay. This is end of work. So, and let's say there's not much you can do in between there. Now, inside of this, usually, generally speaking, a lot of times you'll have 2 breaks. Now, let's say you got a 30-minute break here, okay, or 30-minute lunch here, but normally there's about a 15-minute break and a 15-minute break sometimes, not all the times, but I'm just going to go off of kind of a traditional work schedule that most people have. Okay. So if this is your day, okay, one of the first things you have to find out is how much sleep do I really need? Okay. Right. Now, a lot of people will say that they need at least 8 hours. Possibly. Okay. All right. Possibly. Now, I'm not saying this is a schedule you're going to do forever. In fact, a lot of the things you're going to do on a 90-day run, okay, so a lot of the things you're going to do on a 90-day run, you can't do sustainably over a longer period of time than that. It's not possible. Okay. So in fact, you're like, well, that's not probably healthy. You're right. Okay. So, but this is for the person that says, I am done. I'm done working for somebody else. And that what's the fastest humanly way possible for me to be able to work for myself? But for those of you guys that want to do incredible things in your life, let me ask you a question. Do you think Isaac Ben Shabbat gets 8 hours of sleep a night? You think Jesse McPherson gets 8 hours of sleep a night? No. And I don't need to do this. So traditionally it's like 4, okay? But I'm going to give you 6 hours, okay? So, right now, I'm not saying this is pretty aggressive, but 6 is plenty. Now, the reason I would know 6 is plenty is if you're taking our nutrition and taking care of yourself and actually using great products and not just eating a bunch of garbage that's slowing you down all day, then 6 hours is probably plenty, okay? So if I'm going to give you 6 hours of sleep, you might need to change this time frame. I'm going to put your bedtime at midnight. Oh my God. Okay. That means you're up at what time? 6 a.m. That's 6 hours of sleep. Okay. So I can't, I'll put this over here, put this over here. Okay. All right. So again, if you're looking to make a couple $100 a month in Seacret, this is crazy. But there are those of you that are looking to make a couple $1,000 a month, a week, a day. Okay. So in this, I got 6 a.m. Right. Now, one of the things that I highly recommend that you do if you have an opportunity to is get some type of at least 30 minutes of exercise. Okay. And I think the morning is best if you do it in the morning, get it knocked out early, get your heart rate up, get your body moving. And what's interesting is not doing this. It's really difficult. I have found to sustain a 90-day run if you're not working out regularly, just so you guys know. Okay. Because you're going to get exhausted pretty quickly. So, but if you have to do it after work, you could probably possibly do that as well. Now in the morning, okay, let's say I'm going to give you an hour. You got your exercise, you've got your meditation, you've got getting the kids ready for school, right? So you got showered up. Let's say I'm going to give you an hour and a half. That means that between waking up, doing what you need to do, getting things packed up, okay, we're at 7 o'clock or 7:30, okay? Which means in the morning, what I want you guys to get, if you got to drive to work, on your drive to work, what you're going to be doing is you're going to be making follow-up phone calls or phone calls. Now, you got to be safe. I'm not saying you're going to be doing this still, but use Siri, okay? You got your earpiece in, you got use Siri, call Jonathan, okay? So don't be texting and typing while you're driving. That's stupid. You guys know that, right? So, but here's what I would teach my people to do if you really wanted to go out there and leverage yourself out of a job or a career, what an all-out 90-day momentum would look like inside of your business, okay? If you start work at 9 o'clock, that means that you need to get to your first sit down at 8 a.m. Sit down, okay? So from 8 o'clock, so in other words, your work doesn't start at 9 o'clock, your work starts at 8. So 8 o'clock is your first sit down. So when I'm scheduling appointments, wherever I'm scheduling my appointments to go show somebody Seacret, one of my time slots every day is 8 a.m. If your job told you in order to keep your job, you got to start an hour earlier, most people would do it, no questions asked. They'd be mad, but they would do it for a paycheck. But would you do it for your business? So at 8 a.m., you got to sit down. You're showing somebody the deal, right? So maybe on the way there, you were making a couple of phone calls. You're making a few follow-up phone calls. Maybe there's some work in there. Maybe in here, you've read your 10 pages of a good book, okay? So something that you're reading. So you got to sit down in the morning. You got to basically at least 1 hour of work in before work. During your lunch break, you got 15, or during your first break, you got 15 minutes. 15 minutes. These are follow-ups. Every time I have 15 minutes, these are my follow-up phone calls, 15 minutes. This break, follow-ups. Okay. Basically, every minute that you are not clocked in, you're working on your dream, not building somebody else's. Now, lunch, sit down. Okay. One of the things I learned was never eat alone. Every time I was doing it, it's like, look, we have 30 minutes. I'll talk, you eat. I got to show you this. People say, well, what if I don't have time to eat? Well, if you make a shake and greens, you should be able to pound that immediately, and you got 30 extra minutes for your lunch. You're like, Jesse, you crazy. You're right. But so is in 6 months, if you could get yourself to a place where you're making $2,000 a month and you knew that was going to 10x because of momentum and the business and timing, would it be worth it? Okay. So you got to sit down here. You end work. Let's say you end at 5. You ain't going home. No, you don't go home till 6 o'clock. And the reason why is because once you get home, you know you ain't going to work for a little bit. Spouse, the kids, the work, the cleanup, the cooking, all that other stuff that's going on. So between 5 and 6, there's one more sit down in here. Okay. All right. Now, from 6 to 8 or 6 to 9 or whatever it may be, this is family time, right? It's the 2 hours, the 3 hours. Block off what you need. That is your dedicated family time. Now, some of you say, well, I got to go home and do that right away after work from 5. Okay, that's fine. 5 to 7. I don't care. 5, so you got 5 to 8. And then after that, you're doing a sit down at 8:30. I don't know. I'm just giving you an example of what this can look like. Okay. Now, what are you doing at night is like, well, you're not going to bed till midnight. That's late for some people. You're right. Okay. So this is the time where you're doing all your social stuff. This is where your social media is going to come in. This is where you're messaging people, you're following up, and you're creating more conversations. This is where you're sending people happy birthday messages and how you doing and all that other stuff to create. You're trying to get into as many conversations as you possibly can. So that way you can schedule as many sit downs before lunch, during lunch, or before work, during lunch, and right after lunch as you possibly can. Now, the weekends, for the most part, for most people, are where we're doing a lot of our parties or our launches or our small group meetings. Now, you might have them during the week, which is awesome, okay? So, but inside of this is this crazy amount. Now, what I want you to look at here is, let's say at night, from 10 p.m. to midnight. If you watch any of Gary Vee or Gary Vaynerchuk stuff, he says, look, entrepreneurs are making their money from 8 p.m. to midnight. The 4 hours from 8 p.m. to midnight is where you're going to be building your dream. Okay. So now you could rearrange the schedule however you want, but I just wanted to give you an idea. Here's what most people believe. Okay. Most people believe that they can't start building their business until after they get off work. They wake up, they get ready, they go to work, they have lunch, they get off, and at 5 o'clock, they get to go home and they got their life. And they got their kids and their spouse and they're cooking and cleaning and all these other things. And before you know it, it's about 8 or 9 p.m. and you can make a few phone calls and all of a sudden you're into the next day. And I understand that. But for those of you guys that are going, what is a real, when they say 90 days of all out massive action, this is what they said. They said, the goal for you is to do more activity, income producing activities before you leave work in trying to fit a full-time business and before you even go home from a full day's work. Is it possible? Could you fit in more of these times in these slots? Okay. Now, do you have to do this every day? No. Do I expect you to do this for long term? No. But for those of you guys that are going, I'm trying to figure out how to leverage my way out of my job. How do I do that? Boom. Okay. So what can I do before work? What can I do during work? What can I do during my lunch? What can I do right after work? Where I can be stealing time from other places that are robbing me of my future, right? For some of you guys, you know how you can steal time from? Your phone. You got to just slow your scroll. and just get off of that thing, right? So if you want to like shock yourself, if you go in here and you go screen time, okay, and you go into screen time and you can see your activities, and it will show you which applications are the most used and which ones you're spending the most time in and how much time you're spending on this sucker, right? So for me, guy, I've got WhatsApp as my #1 used application. Then it's Messenger. Then it's TikTok. That's a little gross for me. All right. So, and then there's some Facebook in there, but I've got social time, productive time, travel time, and all these other things. Some of you will look in here and you're going to be like, oh yeah, I need to delete that app. Now, do you need to delete it forever? No, but what about for 90 days? What about for 90 days? What if for 90 days you could just go, you know what? I'm really going to do it. I'm going to give it everything I got. Now, for many of you guys, the last piece of advice I'm going to give you on a 90-day run, okay, is you must get the buy-in of the people around you that are important, okay? Your spouse and your kids, particularly, that you're going to do this. Don't just do this because then your spouse might all of a sudden be like, what is wrong with you? So just be like, listen, honey. So I know I've been in this business for a little while, but I've never really given it an all-out run before. I've heard about it. Maybe I've tried it. I've dabbled into it, but I really want to do this for 90 days, just 90 days. And after that, we'll go back to everything. But for 90 days, I need your help. I mean, you know, so some extra chores around the house because I want to give this thing everything I got. Picking up the kids a few extra times from school than normal, just for 90 days. And I promise you, if you give me the space for 90 days, then this is what we'll do at the end of the 90 days. We'll celebrate. We'll all go to Disney World. I don't know where you're going to go, right? Well, we're all going to go to the View, right? So, but we're going to cross the stage and celebrate. Now, here's the thing. One of the reasons why a lot of people out there do not get their significant others or spouses to buy in is because you're not making money. Here's what I found out. If you tell your spouse you're going to go crush it, and then you go crush it and make $5,000, all of a sudden your spouse is like, okay, right? So a lot of times they change pretty quickly when you go buy them a new car. Right? So when you go get that vacation that they've always dreamed about that you could never afford, that you went and did for it. So the reason why is this, is that what they don't want you to do is this. They don't want to see you commit yourself to something and fall on your face because you didn't actually give it its true, authentic push. So a real all-in moment is going after it and getting it done. So in this, I want to just backtrack this. If you're in here and you're going, look, Jess, I'm kind of new. I just signed up and I'm not like trying to work 18-hour days. You're a maniac. You're right. And I'm not talking to you right now. So this conversation isn't for you. If you're brand new, we're so excited to welcome you, and we want to help you get what you want out of this. If this is just going to be a fun thing for some guilt-free shopping money, if this is going to be something just to be able to pay off some unsecured credit card debt for you, if this is a way for you to be able to take an extra vacation a year instead of spending money, or on the holidays be able to spoil your family or your kids a little bit more, that's what this is going to be for you. I do know that there's some people on here that you're going like, look, I don't want to miss the momentum that I know is coming. And I want to know what's the fastest way for me to be able to get myself to 1,000, 2,000, 3,000. So then this thing 10X's, I'm in the right position to be able to see that 1,000 double to 10, that 2 double to 20, that 5 double to 50. And this is one of those ways that I want you to start looking at your schedule. You can have it all if you become a master planner. Do not wake up and let your day plan your life and wander aimlessly through the days, allowing them to dictate where you end up. As Jim Rohn says, the winds of life blow the same on all of us, but it's not the winds of life that determine our destination. It's the set of our sail. And what we want to do is set a better sail this year than last year. So for 90 days, you got to get the buy-in, number one. And number two, you got to actually follow through. So do it, like do it for 90 days. So when people say, well, how do you balance it? You don't. Now, 90-day run is not balanced. You don't even know if you're coming or you're going. You fall asleep with your clothes still on top of the covers type of stuff. You forget to eat. It's not healthy. I'm just telling you, because you're so busy doing all these other things. And then in 90 days, you create this whirlwind of chaotic craziness that all of a sudden you have this tornado effect going in your business. And honestly, it's some of the most exhilarating, fun times of your life. Now, is it challenging? You better believe it. But man, if there was a secret weapon for anybody that says, what's the fast way for me to leverage myself out of my job? This would be the strategy. So for those of you guys that are looking for the run, this is the run. But I will see you guys on the calls. I'll see you on the trainings. Thursday, we got our Club Secret overview with all the new updates. But honestly, over the next 90 days, y'all don't need a lot of training. You need a lot of action. So it's not, we don't need, it's just training. You'll be like, I'm gonna miss the training. Here's the thing. This in a 90-day run, there's those times where you're probably not reading a lot of personal development. You're not going to seminars for 90 days. I ain't got time for that. I got one focus and one goal, which is unbelievable amount of activity of how many people I can get to see Seacret as fast as humanly possible. So that way they're afraid not to join you because of the craziness that you're on, right? So push into the regionals. We're going to see what the regionals. So regionals are going to push into the view. The view is going to push into Black Friday. Black Friday is going to push into the nutrition programs. And then January at Playbook, this thing is going to go to the, I'd say to the moon, but I guess we're going to Mars now because Elon Musk is up in the game apparently for all of us. So by the way, I can't wait to go to space with you guys. I really believe that's going to happen in our lifetime. So I think we should have a secret rocket ship. I think Isaac will be able to do it once we get like what, 4 or 5 billion. That's probably enough. So let's go make this thing happen. Thank you to the leadership for being on here today. Let's go create some magic. Let's go create some stories. And but more importantly, let's use the information that happened this weekend and use it to go create production. For those of you who got your ignition package, it's time to chase that 2000 CV, baby. So we'll see you guys on our next call, and we'll see you guys in the groups. We'll see you on the recognition boards. Bye for now.